Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Premier Boxing Champions presents a big night of action coming away, brought to you by TGB Promotions and Showtime. Introducing at this time, the bout is presented in association with Mayweather Promotions. Our judges, scoring from ringside, all from the state of California, Rudy Barragan, Don DeVergis, and Dr. Lou Moret. Introducing a third man of the ring, the referee in charge of the action. He'll be giving instructions after the introductions, Jose Cobian. All right, fans, here we go. A super featherweight special attraction scheduled 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trunks with green trim, hailing from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He weighed in at 131 3/4 pounds. His record stands at 34 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws, with 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the battle-ready, respected veteran contender, introducing Juan Carlos Burgos. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with white trim, hailing from Sacramento, California. He weighed in at 131 1/2 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 16 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the WBA #2 ranked super featherweight contender, introducing the undefeated Xavier Martinez. And referee in charge now to give instructions, Jose Cobian.
Martinez, Burgos, I already give you previous instructions at the dressing rooms. Protect yourself at all times. Touch a map, come back with the bell. Good luck. Mouthpiece in, seconds out.
We'll take a peek at the tail of the tape. One of the big numbers there, 33. That's the age of Burgos. Normally not so old, but he is a 17-year veteran of the sport. A lot of miles on the odometer.
California rules for our 2 fights before the main event. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. A referee or doctor can stop the fight. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the last round. If a fighter can't continue due to an injury from an accidental foul before the start of round 4, it's a technical draw. After the start of round 4, scorecards for a technical decision. And referee Jose Cobian about to get this scheduled 10-rounder underway. The bell and round number 1. Xavier Martinez in the red with white trim. Juan Carlos Burgos in the blue and green. Burgos has challenged for a title on 3 different occasions. Once at 126, twice at 130, and he moved up to 135 for his last 3 fights and is now fighting for the first time in 14 months back at his regular weight, Al.
Okay, and here, so we already have our first surprise of the evening. Burgos, a boxer by trade, by definition. He's coming out and going after Xavier Martinez. It's actually shocking to me.
Well, not really. I mean, yes,
no,
a little bit. I mean, if you get this opportunity, you know, in Burgos, and you got the experience, I think that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to pressure Xavier Martinez and show him a little bit, you know, old school tricks.
Well, it's working so far.
Martinez overcame adversity. In his last fight, was dropped twice, badly hurt in the 8th round against his most accomplished opponent to date at the time, against the lefty Claudio Marrero, but he recovered, outpointed Marrero, and Martinez said he learned a lot from that fight. It has helped him become a more mature fighter, and he said he's not going to take his foot off the gas pedal in this one.
And a nice counter right hand by Martinez. So Burgos kind of paid the price a little there, although he's done some good work, Burgos. Burgos is an anomaly because even though he is normally a boxer, he lands 43% of his punches to the body. He's a very good combination puncher there.
Just past the midpoint of the opening round, Burgos taking the fight on short notice, filling in for Abraham Montoya. Martinez utilizing the jab upstairs and then to the midsection.
After that right hand that Martinez timed perfectly.
Beautiful right hand by Martinez that lands flush on the face of Burgos, and then diversifying his attack, stabbing him in the midsection with another jab. And Burgos works the body with a 3-punch combination. Action-packed start as anticipated and as advertised. There is just something in the air in Carson, California.
Or in the water. I don't know which it is.
Burgos again attacking the body with 30 seconds left here in a fun first round to begin the triple header tonight. Burgos with the 1-2 combination.
Listen to the bell. Stop. Don't hold it.
All right, let's take a look at what these two fighters have to do to get the victory here tonight. For Martinez, attack the body early. He's against an older opponent. He wants to get that started early. Now he's got to stay focused in this fight. In the last fight, as Morrow pointed out, he lost his focus, got knocked down twice, almost lost the fight. Pressure, wants to get the pressure going and keep it up throughout this fight. Now, for Burgos, back a long time ago when I thought he was going to box in this fight, I said use lateral movement, and he still may do that during the course of this evening. But I did also say set down on the left hook counter. It's a really good punch. He hurt Mikey Garcia with it. He wants to use that. And he wants to stay off the ropes. When Martinez gets you there, he will strafe you with combinations.
The bell and round number 2. Burgos, a decade older, has many more miles on his odometer. This is the 266th round of his pro career, while only the 69th for Martinez. And while Burgos has been inactive in recent years, very active here in round 2. And Martinez countering off the ropes, fierce exchanges. And it's so beautiful to hear the chorus of a crowd here in California.
And that's exactly what Burgos has to do. He has to be in the inside. He's got to work the body, break down an Xavier Martinez, who, I mean, we've seen down twice in his previous fights. So I think that Burgos thinks, you know, if I could get my hand in there, maybe I could get lucky.
Honestly, and now he switches to lefty, which you don't see him do very often. So he's a man full of surprises this evening.
It's that experience.
It's helped, yeah, and it's helped make this a very entertaining beginning of the fight.
In his 17 years, Burgos has never been stopped. There's a sweeping left hook that connects Ford Martinez before they come together.
And you know, Montoya, who was the fighter that Martinez was supposed to fight, a lot shorter, 5'6" guy, you know, so he had to adapt to a whole different look for this fight.
And as a fighter, I mean, you could say, and I heard Martinez say that it's not going to be no problem. I'm ready for anything. You know, I've seen different styles throughout my career, but once it comes to facing the guy, having him in front of you, it does matter. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that.
Martinez embodies much of what makes top-tier Mayweather boxing club fighters great, that dog-pound battleground mentality, which has been nurtured through session after session of some of the hardest sparring a combat athlete can find in North America. They call it the doghouse for a reason. Burgos wanting to make it a dogfight early.
Yeah, that gym is not for the faint of heart. You know, Martinez is kind of an interesting guy because he's an attacking fighter, but he's not a volume puncher. He averages around 44 punches a round, but he makes those punches count.
30 seconds left in the second. Stiff jab split the guard of Burgos. But then Martinez missing with that right cross.
Right. Stop. You're holding on hitting. Stop. Box.
Both throw at the same time. Martinez got the better of that exchange as we come to the end of a scintillating 6 minutes of action.
Well, on the ropes, which is where Martinez found himself interestingly. This was at the beginning of the round when Burgos came out smoking, doing what we said he does well, which is go to the body and landing another straight right hand. Now, Martinez counterpunching well off the ropes, so Abner.
He has throughout the whole fight. He's staying poised, regardless of him getting punched in the body. He's seeing those punches and waiting for the right timing to land that right hand.
And there it was. And a nice combination countering off those ropes. And a left hook by Burgos that just barely missed. That could have caused some serious damage. So a very intriguing beginning to this fight.
Round number 3 scheduled for 10, and you mentioned Martinez staying composed. He told us he would stay composed throughout this fight. He felt that in his last fight he got too overconfident, fell asleep against an experienced fighter, and well, he almost paid the ultimate price.
Bring him up, más para arriba.
And that's smart for Martinez. That's, like you mentioned, something he learned from his last fight. He's growing as a fighter, maturing. And against an experienced fighter like Burgos, you definitely want to do that. You want to be poised. You got to wait for openings. You got to wait for the right moment.
Yeah, Martinez 16-0 with 11 wins via form of knockout. Meanwhile, Burgos 34-4-2 with 21 KOs. And they continue to attack each other. Some great two-way action now.
This is good stuff. And, you know, Burgos has made the highlight of his, the center of his attack, the left hook to the body and an overhand right that he's throwing kind of in a looping fashion.
Double jab right to the body and then a left hook by Burgos. Martinez off the back foot, lead right hand. Now on the inside.
Martinez normally lands 40% of his power punches. Tonight, he is landing at 53%. So he's been very accurate early in this fight, along with Burgos.
He has, and something that you mentioned, Al, that he's not so much a volume puncher, but in this round, we're seeing a little bit of a volume from Xavier.
They take turns putting together combinations. Burgos on the inside leaning. But there eats that left hook upstairs and the jab from Martinez. Both standing toe-to-toe.
Honestly, I didn't think there was a chance in the H word that Burgos would stand in front of Martinez like this for 3 rounds. So it's making for a very fun fight.
Under a minute left here in round number 3. Martinez going to the body, misses upstairs with the left. So plenty of punches. There's a nice right cross that landed for Burgos.
These are intriguing rounds, and even scoring-wise, it's going to be testing a little bit the judges.
And now we're seeing an Xavier Martinez walking down a Burgos who is, you can see a little bit of, fatigue maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Burgos eats the jab from Martinez. 15 seconds left in the third. Another jab from Martinez that scores.
Listen to the bell. Let go, it's free.
Let's go to our Hall of Fame historian, Steve Farhood.
Thank you, Mo. Both Martinez and Burgos obviously would like to get title shots in a talented 130-pound division. Here are the champs. Now, Gervonta Davis, he only recently beat Leo Santa Cruz with the knockout of the year last year, but he's jumping all the way to 140 pounds. He's jumping 2 divisions to take on Mario Barrios next month. And Oscar Valdez obviously coming off a tremendous win over Miguel Berchelt to win his title. And then the notable contenders, mixed bag here. You have former champs like Berchelt and Farmer and Jojo Diaz, and you have the young studs, the future of the division. Chris Colbert, we're going to see him later on Showtime Championship Boxing. Shakur Stevenson, already a champion at lighter weight. And of course, Xavier Martinez. So tons of talent coming up at 130 pounds.
This is round number 4, and you know, you look at Burgos' recent history, and it indicated that he was capable of testing Martinez's resolve early with work rate and aggressiveness, but we have seen him, well, fade in the middle and late stages, and Abner, you began to see some of that in round 3, but here he is beginning round 4 with another flurry.
Yes, we started to see that in the last round, in the end of the last round, but now we're seeing an aggressive Burgos.
Burgos is befuddling all of us, is what we're saying now.
You know, he heard Abner and he said, I'm offended by that. I'm going to come out railing in this round.
And he is. He's wailing away, attacking the body and upstairs before eating a combination from Martinez.
Again, the experience falls in here because, you know, as an experienced fighter, what do? You take minutes off. You know, sometimes you got to take
nice
punches, and then, you know, you come back.
Right uppercut, left hook combination that scored for Burgos. On the inside, again, attacking the body with the lead right. And Martinez going to work upstairs, but a lot of those punches blocked.
You know, we've already alluded to the history in the 122-pound division for the Mexican fighters that are fighting. But history for Martinez, his weight division had from Sacramento, Tony Lopez and Diego Corrales, and his trainer Ray Woods that was the stepdad of Diego Corrales. So there's history in his town for the weight division he's in.
I have a feeling that those responsible for tabulating the show stats are going to ask for hazard pay tonight with the tempo that is being set, and we are just getting started. Still to come, 2 pivotal battles at 122 pounds, this one being contested at 130 and being contested at close quarters.
Can you say carpal tunnel syndrome?
Amen.
I mean, you get it. Wow, this is really great action.
Wow, Burgos fighting off the ropes. And then Martinez cuffing him with a couple of left hooks upstairs. Those shots reverberating throughout the open air venue.
Despite Martinez taking a few shots from Burgos, still making it exciting, obviously, Juan Carlos. But Martinez definitely taking it to him, not walking him down, having him on the ropes, and breaking him down little by little.
Now this round, though, they've both thrown over 70 punches and both have landed around 30 punches. So this has been a very close and hard-fought round.
Listen to the bells.
They continue to exchange punches down the stretch here in round 4.
Well, both of these men are good body punchers. Burgos, that punch was blocked, but he's undeterred. He's going to keep throwing downstairs. And, you know, he throws combinations down there. He loves to go to the body. Martinez himself is also a good body puncher. And we go toward the end of the round where Burgos finds himself on the ropes where you don't want to be against Martinez. A nice double left hook. And he's working very well on the inside in what was a razor-thin round in that last round in which both men not only threw volume but landed at a very high rate. And you see both doing excellent work on the inside.
Martinez about to welcome his first child, a daughter due next month. As we begin round number 5, scheduled for 10. Burgos leading with that left uppercut off balance, then doubling up on the jab through the guard, looking to use it as a rangefinder, but he's definitely brought the fight to Martinez.
Martinez told us he wanted to use the jab more in this fight. He's thrown 84 jabs thus far and connected on 17. Burgos has thrown just a few more. Neither man, though, has committed to that punch as much, although there's Martinez paving the way in with that jab.
Work, let go. Work, suelte, Burgos, suelte.
Hard, stiff jab by Martinez. Xavier, you know, we saw he started landing that jab. I think if he could get a little bit of distance, you know, to land that jab and create that distance to land a little bit more effectively, it'll definitely benefit Xavier.
Martinez with an edge in headshots landed on Burgos. Minute gone here in the 5th frame. Martinez looking to walk down Burgos, but Burgos leads with the left and goes over the top with the right, but Martinez punching in between those shots. Pumps out the stiff jab.
And that's what I'm talking about for Xavier. That's where you want to have Burgos, you know, with that jab. Behind that jab, you're going to land 1, 2, and then uppercut.
Both making investments to the body, but for the most part, Martinez looking to headhunt Al.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting in this round, when we started talking about the jab at the beginning of the round, this has been a round in which he has really concentrated on that punch, landing first 22 and landing 8, and that's been part of your show stats. But there's the combination punching of Burgos.
Well, both of them
got something left.
It's like they're taking turns, giving their best combinations, trying to one-up each other with each series. There's a good combination on the inside that tagged the jaw, and a couple of more shots that connect on Burgos. And Burgos digging to the body.
Burgos landed an uppercut a moment ago. That would be an important punch for him to use, and he's just starting to kind of discover it.
Yes, I think for both.
Yeah,
I think for Xavier,
yeah,
Xavier as well.
Burgos shoe shining, then going upstairs. Multiple punch combination, 15 seconds left. Hands a little low, using his head to try to avoid the shots of Martinez. And we are at the midway point of what has been an action-packed junior lightweight match.
You looked much better in this round. Breathe nice and deep. Remember, keep that right up. Let's get some good air here. Took a second win, that's good. Let me tell you, you just keep the jab and feint them a little bit and keep with that, right in the center.
And what they want to avoid is this kind of action on the inside. Martinez doing a terrific job on the inside, throwing combinations, and Burgos not getting his hands up as they suggested. But there's the uppercut from Burgos. That was a punch he kind of discovered and did get it in, though clearly Martinez in that last round did better work on the inside.
Rest in peace to DMX. We know where the dogs are at tonight here as we get set for round 6. They're in the ring in the form of Xavier Martinez, who is 16-0 with 11 KOs, and the 3-time title challenger Juan Carlos Burgos took this fight on short notice. He is 34-4-2 with 21 knockouts.
You know, darn it, I was going to quote DMX, and you just did it. Man, I hate when you do that.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, Alice. What a great shot to the body by Burgos. And let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood. How do you have it at the midway point, Steve?
Stop. Mo, I feel guilty for having given Burgos only one round. I mean, he's fighting such a hard fight. He's landing so many big shots. Yet in the 5th, Martinez, I thought, clearly won. The other 3 rounds I gave Martinez, you could argue 2 of them went Burgos' way. So I think this is a pretty close fight competitively, but I have Martinez winning enough rounds to be up 3 points.
Well, it's a close fight. Literally, they are at close quarters throughout this fight. A minute gone here in the 6th, and oh, there's a nice left-right by Martinez that stopped Burgos in his tracks momentarily.
How about Burgos shaking his head saying,
And look at coming back and digging to the body. Continuing to bring the fight on short notice to Martinez, who overcame adversity in his last fight against Claudio Marrero and continues his education here tonight against the veteran Burgos.
That's a 33-year-old with 17 years as a pro coming in here trying to plant his flag in this fight. Good for him.
He plants those body shots, Abner.
Yes, and I was just about to say that Xavier was trying to make it an easier fight by boxing, you know, moving around the ring. But it's not easy when you have Burgos coming forward and giving you pressure fight. Now taking a little bit of time. resting a little bit, talking about Burgos.
And yet at the stage of his career and with all of the hype and the promotional club behind a guy like Xavier Martinez, these are the kinds of fights that he needs.
And we saw it in the Marrero fight against a tough veteran who punches with more power, and he stood up for the test. He was down twice, came back to win that fight with a great rally at the end, and he's showing good poise in this one as well.
Yeah, he just stood up to another Burgos uppercut, a right uppercut. Final 30 seconds of a spirited sixth stanza. Ooh, right cross lands for Martinez. Burgos, a 13-year pro, made his debut at 16. Again, we talk about his attempts at becoming a champion a total of 3 times. Has been inactive in recent years, but tonight really making the most of this opportunity, giving Martinez a tough fight. And while he may not be winning any rounds, he is winning the respect of the crowd and Martinez tonight.
All right, give me that water, boo. How you feeling, champ? All right. This guy only got about 30 seconds of work in him every round. Then you just take him apart. Put it on him. Put it on him. How you feeling? You feeling good? Are you looking good?
Well, there were some, Ray Woods point out that Burgos is fighting in a way in spurts, but some of those spurts are pretty spectacular, and that was early in the last round. Good combinations by Burgos, and again, he was just getting ready to use the uppercut. Later in the round, Martinez coming back, and on the inside working with, throwing some really nice short shots. And there they are. Boy, he's Martinez, an excellent combination puncher, especially at short range.
Round number 7, and you know, recently Burgos becoming a high-level trial horse for top prospects. In 2018, lost a unanimous decision to Devin Haney on Showbox. Haney was 19-0 at the time. A fight later in 2020, he lost on points to Hector Tanahara, who was 18-0, and now he is facing the undefeated Martinez.
And it's good that you brought that up, Marl, because that kind of shows where he's been at. This is a different kind of effort here tonight. This is a go out there and do everything you can to try and win a fight. I'm not suggesting he wasn't trying to win those other fights, but he just couldn't get it ignited like he is tonight. And, you know, he might have only won a couple rounds in this fight so far, but and we see Steve scoring, but, boy, he's making it happen.
And Martinez making it happen off the ropes, Abner.
Yeah, man, the Martinez corner is saying that Burgos only has 30 seconds of greatness, but we're seeing quite the difference right now.
And Martinez doing a good job of fighting off the ropes, and there was able to reset, but Burgos is pouring it on, but Martinez isn't staying static. He's fighting fire with fire.
Martinez is a very good fighter at short range. I mean, very precise, and there's an
nails him with a right hand.
But then again, Burgos comes back with his own punches, and this is why the rounds are so close, because Burgos, you know, as Martinez, they take turns. Martinez hits the body, Burgos comes back with the body punches too. If Martinez lands it up,
but here it's Martinez landing multiple punches compared to the one shot of Burgos. And Martinez beginning to pour the pressure on a bit here with 1:19 left in the 7th. Now has Burgos along the ropes out.
Yeah, and that's where Burgos for sure doesn't want to be, although he, too, is trying to counterpunch his way off.
Where we are sailing through this opening contest between Martinez and Burgos. Final minute of the 7th. Burgos again battering the body. Martinez ducks underneath that sweeping left hook and then tries to deliver a few shots to the body of his own.
Martinez would like to fight Chris Colbert, who we're going to be seeing against Yuriorkis Gamboa for 130 pounds in a big tilt at that weight. Right now, though, he's got to be concentrating on Burgos, and he's doing it. He's rising to the challenge that Burgos is presenting.
Stop. No holding.
Sliding into each other's DMs, but not exchanging sweet nothings there. Colbert really wanting to harass Martinez, but Colbert has his fight coming up later this year, and Martinez, of course, in tough against Burgos here tonight. Nice right uppercut, beautiful combination by Martinez, and staggered Burgos Burgos there. Burgos fighting back and again wobbled by Martinez at the end of the round. Burgos stays standing.
How are you feeling? Is everything okay? Little more, little more. I'm okay. Let's breathe deep. Breathe deep. Let's go. Breathe deep, breathe deep. He'll fall, don't worry about it.
In a round in which both men landed 40 punches according to show stats, here's where Martinez did a lot of his good work. Again, on the inside, finesse short range, he gives himself enough punching room and then he lands them. And then here Burgos comes back with some excellent body work. They both landed 40 punches and they both threw almost 100 in the last round.
The 8th round underway. Again, I mentioned that Burgos has never been stopped. He has been down once.
This is where you want to press on the gas. If you're Martinez, you see a tired, fatigued Burgos. You want to go in there and break him down, work that body. And he's been landing those uppercuts really good as well, so you should invest in those as well.
Martinez delivering short shots to the face. Punch placement, changing up the speed and velocity, especially on the inside. There's that catapult right hand, and then Burgos fighting off the ropes.
We're in round 8, and both these men have thrown just north of 590 punches, so they have been active and pretty accurate. 36% landed by Martinez, 33% by Burgos.
Lead right hand pops Burgos in the face. There's a right hand upstairs, and then Burgos gets jolted again with that Martinez shot. Double jab right hand by the undefeated Martinez. Burgos continues to go to the body, and then he lands a great combination upstairs. Terrific stuff here in the 8th.
And congrats to Jose Cobian, the referee, who is letting them fight. He is not trying to intercede in this fight. He's done a fantastic job.
It's just been a really clean fight.
Yeah.
Both of the fighters are just, throwing punches back and forth.
Now Burgos from the southpaw stance before switching back to orthodox. Coming up on the final minute of the 8th. Burgos still trying to land to the body while Martinez was able to land upstairs with that short left.
This is a close round and maybe an important one, because if Burgos is to have a chance to win this decision, this is a round he needs to win.
Martinez utilizing his defense a little more here along the ropes, Abner.
Yeah, now that's a style I like from Xavier.
Oh, right uppercut on the inside land. Sorry, Abner. Good combination by Martinez.
And that's a counter punch. That's what he's really good at. He makes them miss. He makes them pay. He waits for the right time. He lands that uppercut. And even when he's in the outside, he lands that jab, and that overhand right. He's been landing that really well as well. So I like Xavier when he's a counter puncher.
Terrific pace through 8 rounds here in our opening contest at the Punch Bowl. I love that name. I wish I knew who came up with it. I want to give him credit.
You're going to want to trademark that. I feel it. Well, this back and forth action, and we've seen it. Nice lead right hand by Martinez. He's shown a very good variety of punches, Martinez, as has Burgos in the course of this fight. And here's Burgos using the jab as a rangefinder, getting a right hand in. Again, puts the jab out there. So both men doing a good job with combinations. And when you get in this short range, good work by Martinez.
You want to get behind the jab, moving your head off center. All right? Hey, you get a chance to turn that hook over, turn it over.
More than 1,300 combined punches thrown in this fight as we begin round number 9. Burgos, as we mentioned, has failed on 3 attempts to become a champion, but there is a championship pedigree in the Burgos family. His uncle, former 108-pound titleist Victor Burgos, who reigned from 2003 to 2005. And Martinez beginning round 9, trying to stave off Burgos again. Burgos trying to close quarters as quickly as possible.
And many people feel that in 2012, when he fought Rocky Martinez, and he did not get a decision that should have been his, and that he should have been the champion on that night.
And he continues to attack the body, but allows Martinez to escape to his right before resetting in the ring. And again, just digging to the body with the left hook, but then Martinez comes back with a combination that lands on the inside.
And these are power punches. This is the 9th round. Burgos coming with those power punches. It means something. It means that, you know, he wants this fight.
This is the best effort for Juan Carlos Burgos in years. I mean, this is his best fight in a long, long time. And, you know, Martinez, a young man who just had a tough fight with a veteran, has another one.
Yeah, the maturation process continues in ring for Xavier Martinez. Coming up on the midpoint of the 9th, Burgos again looking to go to the body with that left hook and lands another one. And that time from the southpaw stance landed the left, but then eats a lot of shots upstairs.
I think the word to describe Martinez is unflappable. We saw it in the fight with Marrero at a moment when it could have gotten the better of him. And in this fight, against a 33-year-old, a veteran of the sport who has not stopped attacking, Martinez has kept his poise.
Yeah, Martinez, just 23, turned pro at the age of 17 in Tijuana, signed with Mayweather Promotions in 2016, and now undefeated in this, his 17th fight, and getting another tough exam in his 2nd consecutive bout. Even though he may be well ahead on the scorecards, Abner, this is the kind of work, as we mentioned, a prospect needs.
Definitely a good fight for Martinez, a tough fighter that he has in Burgos. He's learning a lot from this, but if I'm Martinez, I would try to make an easier fight like that. Just box. But it's easier said than done when you have a Burgos that's just a volume puncher like he is.
And when you hear the crowd react like they do. And it's great to have an audience back here, open air stadium, and what a way to kick off this triple header on Showtime. Punches and bunches.
That's the way. That's the way. That was a good finish there. Come on, let's go. Some air. Get some air here.
We did. If we needed to go 6 more, we can go 6 more. That's what we had to do. He's just trying to survive now. Keep moving your head off center, working behind the jet, and running your combinations, all right? You're doing good. Doing good. He's just trying to survive now.
We're approaching the 10th and final round of this bout. Let's cheer him on as they enter the center ring. This is round 10.
Limited crowd in attendance, showing their approbation for both of these warriors, Xavier Martinez and Juan Carlos Burgos, the 10th and final round. Burgos again continues to come forward, continues to attack the body before eating those counter strikes from Martinez. But Burgos continues to pour the pressure on here in the 10th and final round, guys.
And talk about a veteran move. He threw 2 really good combinations to the body. Why? So he could land that left hook to the head, which did get there.
But something I like about Xavier Martinez that, you know, I just got to point out is that when he wants to, he could be a great counterpuncher. He waits for the right moment. He lands that uppercut that, again, you know, it's so great. again, you know, it's just that he falls into the excitement, the Burgos being the experienced fighter. You know, he's falling into that fight, but I think that Martinez could have made it an easier fight tonight.
Well, Martinez, as Al mentioned, unflappable, a great word, remains poised. Even here in the 10th and final round, continuing to deal with the wily veteran Burgos, who refuses to stop throwing punches back there, eats another shot from Martinez, but Martinez, no sense of panic or anything like that, Al. Very mature.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of that, what Abner was talking about, has to do with Burgos. I think a lot of that was forced on Martinez tonight in this fight. So, but, you know, Martinez having a really good 10th round here, he hopes cementing a decision win, even though Burgos is still punching. Wow!
Symphony to our ears as they are appreciating the action here, but Burgos beginning to eat a lot of Martinez shots in the home stretch. And again, the left hook to the body ripped by Burgos. Juan Carlos Burgos may have taken this fight on short notice, did not just show up to be an opponent, a very gutsy, valiant, acquitting himself well here against an up-and-comer, a hungry youngster, undefeated in Xavier Martinez, who gains valuable experience while continuing to showcase his potential as these two showcase their corazón and cojones. They say an aging fighter often has one more great effort to give. I think we just saw that from Juan Carlos Burgos.
Since the opening bout, we did.
A marvelous effort by him, and both these men showing respect as they should for each other.
What is it about this place, guys?
Interesting. Yeah, it really is. And Martinez rising to yet another challenge.
Again, not downplaying on Xavier Martinez's performance, because I thought it was a great performance. He fought a great experienced fighter in Juan Carlos Burgos, but you know, he's going to learn from this. I think he could have made this fight a little bit easier, but then again, it does not get easy when you got the experienced Burgos. Great fight for both. I mean, just all around great performance.
More than 1,700 punches thrown combined in a 10-round fight. Well, Al, the numbers, they'll blow you away.
You alluded to the number of punches thrown, pretty extraordinary in terms of the total number. And look at the power punches landed, 43% and 41%. When you get into the 40% range, you've done a good job.
Who did the better job? Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. to find out who wins our fantastic opener.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, the judges are in agreement. We have a unanimous decision. All three judges scored about the same, 99-91, in favor of the winner, and still undefeated, Xavier Martinez.
Passionate fan base here in California, showing their thoughts on the decision, but Xavier Martinez full value for the victory, and he improves to 17-0.